not.
Is their voice now? Is it good? It's gonna take a minute because it lags. But according to this, there should be yours.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. I don't know if the balance is right or any of that stuff, but I'm just winging this.
What else is new, Brent?
All right, so
We're wingers.
There you go. You're now.
We're
on.
wingers or are we swingers? We're swinging wingers.
Well, because
Hello, I can't see anybody because Brent's got this big thing on the screen that's covering all ya. But I'm gonna assume y'all here.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, Brent's still. He doesn't
Yeah.
know what he's doing, folks. I'm sorry.
I'll
He's
get
trying hard, though. He's trying hard. So I wasn't here last week, but it was really cool to watch the show after the fact and hear all the good news that Brent had to share regarding new classes and things. I thought that was awesome. And then I came in today, and I have not been out of my house since the day before Christmas Eve day. That was the last time I had to run an errand. And did not get out of the house for nobody, for nothing. Danny says, what? No shopping? And I'm like, well, there was shopping, because there's always online shopping. In fact, my husband keeps saying, what is this package today? What is this package today? And I go, I'm in such a fog, I don't even remember what I ordered. And I'd open up something and go, oh yeah, I remember, I ordered this because I'm going to store the Christmas paper. My mind's a squirrel. Okay, let's face it. It's a squirrel all the time, but right now it's even squirrelier. So you're going to have to hang in with me because Brent just threw me up here.
Well, where's your part?
Well, he's sitting over there doing nothing. Well, he's trying to do something. But anyway, I liked all the new classes you talked about, Brent. All the fun stuff coming out.
Yes.
But I also loved that when I walked in today, there was some remodeling going on. Because I've been like out of it. Have not walked out of my house. And they are busy coming up with little shopping cart ideas, which frankly I just love. Because what do you do with your bolts of fabric when you're walking around the store? You got to put them in your arms. Hey, Lynn! Hey, Lynn! It's nice for all you who don't know.
Here.
This is Lynn, and she can't wait to say howdy do to you all.
Howdy do to you all.
Yeah. She's on vacation, which is why she's here. Huh, some vacation.
Well,
Yeah, it's a good place to hang out, though,
It is.
isn't it?
It is.
It is. It's fun. I miss it. Miss it too much, I'll say. But anyway, so yeah, you guys got a lot going on in the store.
I know.
I know in Florida this week with his
what?
brother. They were just like.
Oh, his brother. Okay.
I
was afraid there was a lady friend involved. I'm like
tailing it to
Well, it was just I totally forgot they were going down until I got a text from on Sunday night.
Oh.
Hey, we're stopping in South Carolina for the night. I'm like, what are they doing in South Carolina? I'm like, they went to Florida this week.
And you all think it's just a store he can't keep track of. He can't even keep track of his own family.
I forgot.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's called
Ethan told me.
prioritizing, right? It's trying to find the priorities. It's what I've been doing lately is saying, okay, what do I have to get done versus what I want to get done? Way two different things.
Well,
Way
I finished two
different things.
t-shirt quilts, so I was in my sewing room yesterday going, what do I want to start now? Yes, it was a lot of work, but
Were those Christmas gifts?
they were for some. No, someone asked me to make them for them, so
Wow.
I did it.
So now what are you going to work on?
I don't know yet. I haven't decided.
Really? I wish I had that issue.
Probably table runners. I'm a table runner queen.
My son, who came and stayed, is, I'm going to kill him. He is a cross-stitch fanatic.
Really?
Yes. And I used to cross-stitch, but I hadn't cross-stitched in a long time.
So did he show up and show you up? Like, look what I made, Ma. And you're like.
He didn't show me up because I won't be shown up. But he got me cross-stitching like a maniac again when I should be doing everything but cross-stitching. But I'm like, oh my God, I gotta do it. So we're sitting around and everybody was sick. Everybody was sick over Christmas. It was one of those holidays. So why did they have to hit me here? I already feel like I only got so much done for Christmas. Like, truthfully, the dining room never even got unpacked. It had boxes in it. and everybody started getting sick, and I went, oh, well, I guess I'm done with the Christmas decor and the Christmas table settings and the Christmas everything just came to a screeching halt. So I'm already feeling like I didn't do my best.
Mm-hmm.
They're sitting around Christmas morning. Now, keep in mind, they've been waited on.
Hand and foot.
You know, all of them. And my granddaughter says, these are our Christmas PJs this year? I said, these are your Christmas PJs this year. You're lucky I wrapped them because I wasn't going to wrap them. Oh, no, I didn't wrap them. I'm like, here. She goes, you didn't do anything special on them.
See.
No, I sure didn't. But I remembered to buy them and wash them. And here it is, Christmas Eve, and you're taking them home to mom and dad because they're too sick to get out of bed. But by golly, when they show up in the morning, they better have their Christmas PJs on.
Did they?
They did. So then, strike two was, when do we get to do the stockings? Your father convinced me we weren't doing stockings this year. What? How dare you?
Stockings are a staple.
That's the most fun. So what I had done to make it fake it out, because I couldn't stand that the stockings were not fluffy, is I had stuffed them with tissue paper. That didn't go over. So they took out a chocolate sand or some candy and went, what? The rest is all just tissue paper.
That's when you go to the fridge and get a beer.
That's
Oh,
what
beer.
it is. That's
There you
it.
go.
I'm sorry. It's all tissue
See, I've
paper.
been, over the years, progressively doing less and less for Christmas, so now my
I
kids expect
did-
nothing except
I
I'm with
really,
you.
breakfast.
I had, okay, well, we'll get there too. So they get to the stockings, and then my cross-stitcher buddy, and I'm sorry I'm rambling, but you're the only ones who will listen to me, says, Mom, what happened to the stockings you made? You know, the ones that were all made out of felt that you hand sewed. How come we don't use those anymore? And I go, well, one, because mine got eaten by a mouse. Two, I gave 4 to your brother and his kids, so I don't have one for everybody. And they all vote. We would like the felt homemade stockings filled. So now we have to make the stockings.
Fill the
Do
stockings.
you need something to do? Did she just say she needed something to do?
I don't do stockings. I tried.
These are all handmade.
Okay.
There's no machine.
There's something you have to understand, Becky, from political theory.
Yeah.
A family is not a democracy, it's a patriarchy, so you can just hand down like,
I
this
felt-
will not happen.
Now I felt
There's
so
no
bad.
need for a vote.
I felt so bad. So I get online, I start buying more of these Brasilla felt stock. I should have brought one in. They're very elaborate too. They're not something you whip up, okay? And they're all done by hand.
And how many do you have to make?
Well, I found 4 that I didn't give away
Now,
yet.
when did you find
but-
that you had to do this? Was it Christmas Day?
Christmas Day is when they were like,
So
not
you have to-
only can you not do stockings, we have decided you need to do the felt stockings. So, I know. So, and for
I'd
the
just get a new family. It's cheaper.
yeah, well, this is how bad it is. So I feel really bad. So I'm like, okay, I'm going shopping. They're on sale. I'm getting online.
Oh, clearance.
Yeah, I'm ordering some of my Christmas stockings. They also have to all be the same size and the same theme. And my cross-stitch son, Calvin, says, oh, I'll make one of those. Those can't be that hard. I'll make one. Hasn't touched it. And I'm like, okay, all right. So I order a bunch of them, but they're all from, different, they all come in at different times.
Mhm.
And they start showing up, and everybody's like, ooh, I like this one, ooh, I like this one, ooh, I like this one. And I go, hey, wait a minute. I think I got some of these already somewhere. So I go up, go through my stash, and I go, oh, I have 7 kits already that I own that I never made.
So now how many kits do you have?
Probably a dozen. Yeah. Yeah.
But the family grew.
But you never
Since the
know. But
7,
that's
right?
what was my theory is I used to buy them on sale because you never know when you need a new one,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And then you'll have it. But sometimes you make someone a new one no offense. But sometimes you make someone a new one and you think they're going to be an important part of your family
And they're no
forever,
longer.
and then they aren't. Like the year you give them the stocking
They're like,
that
peace
you
out.
spent, I don't know, 120 hours making, they go, oh, we're not together anymore.
So Jean says it took her 8.5 months to cross stitch one of her stockings, so she let everybody know that you need a 9-month notice.
Okay,
before.
so Jean, now to my story.
And the
I'm
LA
not
Beam-
even done,
the
Jean.
LA
Thank
Beam
you.
ones look handmade.
Okay, Bad Mom's Christmas. That's what LLB. Yeah. Okay, so these aren't cross stitch stockings, the felt ones. They're all hand done, but they're not cross stitch. Then I go, I know why I never did another one of these, because I wanted to make cross stitch stockings for everybody.
Well, you have another.
Now all the cross stitch stockings start arriving.
We have another cross stitcher in the family. I think you need to do.
I
some,
do, but then these are not
Delegate.
easy. Jean, did you do a dimension gold one? So it's a full coverage with fancy threads and beads. It is not. It's going to take me 8.5 years, I think, to do one. I started one. What's the matter with me? And I worked on it for 20 hours, and I have this much done.
Wow.
Seriously, it's 18 count.
Why don't you just
Full cover. Okay, no beads. Okay, well I got a few beads here and there, but yeah. Danny's gonna tell me, why don't you just digitize it?
no, I was gonna say sublimate.
Because
Make it
that's
look like
not
a soft-
handmade.
Yes, it is.
No,
yes, it is.
no, it
You
won't
still gotta
fly.
iron it.
It won't fly. These guys are hard on me. They're really
Make
hard on
these
me.
cross
I'll do beads
It's
if they
alright.
need one. I yeah. Oh, you want to make one, Jean? Is she saying she'll do a full cover?
I think she's saying.
Is she volunteering
she's like,
8.5
send me
months
the-
of cross stitching?
Yes, she's like, send me the stockings. I will make them.
Notice in case they need another one. Hint, hint. Jean, I got a selection now because I have as many of those. I'm
No.
thinking, hey, okay, but Lynn, do you want to learn cross stitch? Because seriously, people, I've watched the floss tube videos till I go bug-eyed.
Yeah.
They have a huge following. They sit there and cross stitch, and they got
I couldn't do it.
200,000 subscribers, and this is me cross stitching, guys. This is what I'm working on
Okay,
today.
there's weird content on YouTube. Like
Here's
I
what
found,
I'm working on today, and they make money.
Yeah,
We're
Okay.
missing
I
the
tried to
boat.
cross stitch one time and it didn't go.
Okay, I found a
Oh.
channel on YouTube that all they do is they sit down and drink beer and watch.
I'm
old
one of
90s
them.
action
Jean,
movies.
me too. Jean, see, Jean's a floss tuber.
Yeah.
I know, Jean. I'm thinking I need to cross over.
We can.
I need to cross over and do cross stitching
We're a
videos.
crafting channel, and cross stitching is crafting.
Yeah.
And maybe some of those felt stockings.
I mean, we did cooking a few weeks
But
ago,
you did,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, I know. That worked. I made that peanut butter fudge. I did. I got the stuff and made peanut butter fudge, and it was yummy, yummy, yummy. So anyway, I'm all over the place because I'm all over the place at home. But we got some shop news, some new stuff coming in.
We do.
We
Yeah,
do.
well, the shop
Wanna
that
show
block
that off?
behind you.
Yeah.
That block there,
We do,
Do
Lynn.
you have the
That's
rest
gonna-
of it?
there might be a picture somewhere, but that's the first block
Which
of the
is
block
it?
of the month that we'll be doing.
And when's this start?
Well,
That's really
it
pretty.
should have started because it's like a block of the month. It should have started in January, and now
Let
we're
me
in
go
January.
grab the
Oh, there she goes. She's leaving me.
I'm leaving. I'll be
This
right
is
back.
really pretty. What fabric is this, Brent? Do you
That
know?
is, it's by blank. That one there uses the chameleon line and Laura the Violet for the background, but the block will also have the jot dot line in it for blank.
Oh.
I should have the details on that ready to go probably next week.
This
I'm gonna
is-
say
now
fi-
this is a block because it almost looks like a block with sashing on it.
Yes, if you look,
Oh, how cool! Here comes
Lynn's got a
Lynn.
pic-
Lynn's
Lynn's got a
gonna fix
picture.
us up.
I don't know. Can you see it?
what we can do is we don't need to see me anymore, so let me fix this so we can do it this
Okay.
way.
We're winging it, guys.
We're winging it.
Surprise! Very relaxing. And those kids are saying, "Are they done yet, Deanna?" Yeah.
So that's gonna be.
This is
so-
true.
So that's the block that we'll be doing.
Oh,
um,
isn't that
Isn't
pretty?
it
Now
very
I
pretty?
get it.
I
That's
should
very pretty.
I should have all the details ready to go on that by next week. Well, no, the week after because I'm going to be out of town next week. So we're going to start it in February. We should have it ready to go to start now, but you know how life
And
is.
this is block one.
And that's block one. So Brenda got block one. We've got all the fab. We just got to get it
That's really pretty.
If
I
you
like
didn't
it.
love
do
it.
last year's block of the month, that our grunge.
The
that we
grunge
did,
one, yeah, you can
that-
still
you
do
can,
that one.
You can pick that one up at any time. We have that hanging up now. So if you're looking for a block
So
of the
yeah,
month,
that's really cool.
we've got some
That's
options
really
there.
cool. And we had some other goodies come in. Where did I stash them? Sorry, guys. We have finally the Merry and Bright kits came in.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
If anybody saw one of those that Teresa made up
yeah.
for us, this is done in the brighter colors.
Yeah, the other one was as well, but what was
No, this
interesting?
one is This is
Oh.
one you'll find in the store, sort of.
Yes.
This one, and that is like
Well,
very,
see,
very green.
we had that sitting on the shelf for years till Teresa made it up in those nice traditional colors, and then we sold out of them. So
I love it.
now we have them for next year.
But this one even comes. Well, I like Christmas all year round.
Oh, yeah, I'm just saying
sorry.
you can have them ready for next year.
Yeah, it's got colorful buttons and everything. This is the one Teresa made with. It's the same pattern, same kit, but this one's been packaged with some
Yeah.
bright ribbons. So you might want to
candy.
use. You would want to use brighter fabrics, I think, if you wanted to make use of these. If you wanted to use this and create that, then that's what you get. How pretty.
It's very pretty.
It is very pretty. So these are in, because we ran
I had
out.
a couple people looking for them, so yeah, those are in.
These are in, and I like the brighter color thing, to be honest with you.
Thank you.
The
Dad.
other thing that came in, and these are cool, are all these special little hangers for all your little projects. These are the bigger ones, family and welcome.
They do make one that is bigger that we don't have quite yet. The 20. Those are 16 inches long.
These are 16
They
inches
do
long.
make a 22 one that we'll be
Okay,
getting at some point.
These are fun. And then, of course, all this stuff catches my eye when I walk in the door. These are,
Oh,
do these
yes.
stand up? Is that what
that's
this
a
does?
trifold, yes.
A trifold frame that stands up.
Hopefully, maybe next week or the week after we'll demo it, because one of the other projects.
Yes, let's demo it.
Well, one of the other projects we're working on for this year is Eddie has a very unique art style that
He
I
does.
absolutely love.
Mhm.
And I have told him, as his father/boss, that he is making us a monthly design for applique with a celestial theme.
Well, we'll see how that goes.
Well, he got the first one done. I have to get
Oh,
it
he
stitched
did?
out. Yeah, I have to get it
Oh,
stitched
so
out.
that's what you're going to put
Yes,
on this,
they're all
the
gonna-
size for this?
The size, they're all going to be sized to make a like a 6-inch block out of.
Ah, okay.
But the pattern itself is going to be right around 4 inches, so it'll fit in there
Okay.
really nice. And the first one, like I said, it's got
Cool.
the pattern on it. You just have to stitch it out.
All right, so that's in, and then we also have this one, which is another stand-up frame.
Yep.
But it's a little larger, and it's got a scrolly, I don't know how well it's shrink through the package, it's got a scrolly
Yep.
thing. This I've seen online with some of the,
Oh yeah. You just-
single blocks in.
Yeah, that's what they're just really nice little
It's
display
just
pieces.
cute, instead of making a mug rug, this and
Yeah.
that. And these,
Are also for single blocks.
Oh,
yeah,
those
but
are
they're really
cute.
cool, guys. They're little hangers. Now,
so the
I,
idea, the idea
ahead.
behind the hangers there,
I
you
see
can
if I
actually
can-
use those instead of putting like a
Put 'em on a
sleeve,
rod.
Instead of putting a sleeve on your thing to hang it on that 16-inch hanger that you just showed.
yeah,
You can use those hooks.
you
and
clip them.
then, and it just
And then they have little hooks,
Hooks
sort
in.
of like a shower curtain hook,
Mhm.
but nicer.
Yeah, those are
Just to go off my track again, I've seen these. I can't do cross stitch on more than 16 count Olos. I know, Jean. I just ordered a big magnifier. It's really bad. Oh, John says 2 shows: shenanigans on Wednesday and cross stitch on Thursday.
Thanks, John.
um,
You can't really see it.
the cross stitch also displays beautifully on these. Just saying.
Yeah, these are adorable.
Yeah, aren't they cute?
They
You know,
are.
just for those little precious things, and you're like, well, what am I going to do with this? Well, you go hang it. And if you put those silly little command hooks on your wall,
Yeah.
these can hang right on that. You hardly ever see it.
Right.
Those little clear command hooks
And these will
because
be
they're so
available
light.
on our website and stuff. So buy them. So if I get enough
They're
people
really
that buy
cute.
them, I will keep stocking them and get more of them.
I think they're really cute, and there's a
Oh.
lot of projects that would look very nice on these. So that's really cool. So those are in. Anything else come in new that I need to know about?
I think that's about it. I mean,
All right.
Nothing super exciting.
That was shop news. Woohoo! Exciting.
And then check our calendar too. We've got a
Oh,
bunch
yeah.
I haven't added anything since last week, but we've got a lot of stuff on there for
There's
January,
fun stuff
February.
happening, and the shop is looking more airy. and-
Ladies' Day Out has been filled, so we are.
Oh,
gonna,
that's
So
exciting!
we are gonna probably add a second one in late February, just because I had a lot of interest in it. but it
That's
filled up. So
awesome.
we'll
Good
we'll,
for you.
So keep an eye out for that if you're interested.
Glad to
in
hear
this one.
that. Glad to hear that. All of you, that was a Saturday, come in and sew,
Yeah.
sew thing.
Kind of like a mini retreat.
Yeah,
idea.
with lunch, and there was going to be a project involved. I don't know what the project is. But there was going to be a project
Yeah, there was a
involved,
project.
or you can bring in your own stuff and just have a good old day
Yeah.
of sewing with your buds. So, yeah, one
Yeah.
of each.
Of the hangers.
Oh, yeah, I know they're really cute, really cute.
See,
Okay,
that's why I was thinking we need to get ourselves a CNC laser cutter, then we can cut our own hangers.
Oh, jeez.
That was the rabbit hole
Did you
I
see
fell
that?
in. That's the rabbit hole I fell down
We're
when I
not-
started looking up hangers.
you're not cutting meat. These are metal.
I know, but if you see the other ones that they make, they're actually
They're
cut out of,
wooden.
they're cut out of sheet metal.
Oh, sheet metal. Ugh, yeah.
Well, not sheet metal, but thin grade. They look
Yeah.
they're really cool.
When is Men's Day? John wants to. Yeah, that's true. You called it Ladies' Day.
I mean, I could make it. I do have another guy that's been coming through that's also a quilter. If we could do a men's day. It is.
John wants a Men's
We
Day.
could do a men's
Yeah,
day.
he's too far away right now. But why
But I
did you
hope-
call it Ladies' Day?
Because
Ah,
if you want ladies to get together and have a good time, and you have a dude show up, it kind of throws.
depends
it off.
on the
Nah,
dude.
It,
Yeah.
It
depends
depends on the dude.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
it depends
If you
on the
can
dude,
keep up with us.
Yeah, depends on the dude.
but odds are the dude that does show up is
Yeah.
not the one you're like, I'm glad he came. No offense to my other fellow dudes out there.
Okay.
I just understand.
Just
do
call
just
it a
fine.
fun day. Rhonda said, why didn't you just call it a fun day out?
We could, because it was.
Thank you, Rhonda. I
It was
agree.
originally started as a girls' night out.
Well,
and
that
was just,
people
like,
don't do that anymore, Brent.
No girls' night out?
Well, no, they do. I don't know. I'm done. I'm moving on. I'm moving on to another
Moving on
subject.
up.
I'm moving on. I'm done with that argument.
You know that I was getting ready. I'm not going there.
No, done.
No.
I'm done. So I don't know if any of you made any New Year's resolutions. I try not to because I
I did not.
usually don't go very far. In fact, I already flunked the only one I did make. So
John thinks that Ladies' Day is too noisy.
it is a little noisy.
little bit.
A little bit. That's how we like to roll.
Anyway, no
so
New Year's
get over
resolutions.
yourself.
I've been like,
Yeah, New Year's resolutions.
Lots of cackling.
I don't do very well with.
I
I
squat.
want to talk about Prairie because I know that some people have not started it yet because they were waiting for the new year. And I know some people have finished all 12 of the applique blocks and are sitting there going,
Now what?
now what? And Becky
and we.
literally has not gotten into her craft room for I don't know how many weeks now. So I'm here to answer the now what.
How many blocks have you done?
I have done 12. I've got the 12 done, but they're not all together, which is the next step. But I'm here to let you know that just because I did it this way doesn't mean you need it. You need to do it this way. I used my little luminaire and did
There's
every.
nothing little about the Luminaire.
They're
There's
not
not.
good. No.
She's pretty.
She's gorgeous. And I appliqued by machine, and if you purchase the kit from us, you are eligible to get on the Facebook page where you can download the digital files. What did Kaya say, Miss Kaya? I need to finish quilts, but starting new
Yeah.
ones. Well, Kaya, that was going to be mine too, but didn't work. If I'm in the mood, I'm in the mood. If I'm not in the mood, I'm not in the mood. It's
I
the way I
agree.
roll. So anyway, back to Prairie. So on that Facebook page, if you bought a kit from us, all 12 of the applique blocks have been released. And there are several people who have gotten through all of the 12, which is nice. And now they're like, now I don't know what I'm supposed to do next. Okay, well, what you can do is go back to Lori Holt's blog and follow her put together instructions. You can. You have now completed all of her 12 weeks of applique, and if you go back to her blog, she talks you through making the rest of the sashing. Actually, can I show the piece quilt? I want to show this to get everybody an idea of what I'm talking about. This is Lori Holt's quilt diagram, and you'll notice that in the middle are the 12 applique blocks I was just talking about. These are the ones that, well, okay, Becky, sit still. Okay. These are the ones that some people have finished completely and are ready for the next step. And I'm telling you, the next step can be as easy as trimming them down per Lori's instructions to 16.5 inches, piecing them together, using her sashing, using her borders, sticking it together, bringing it into Brent, and getting it quilted up. That's all on Lori Holt's blog. So if that's the direction you want to take, you don't need me for nothing. You're good to go. But y'all know me better than that.
And she's saying that Pattern Pool also did a thing on it.
She did? How'd I miss that?
I don't know. I think that's what she's saying.
Or how she would do it.
How she
She's
would
not
do it, which
doing
is
a pattern.
which is different than how I did it.
Okay.
I've taken a combination of thingies. But anyway, when I saw this quilt, it yelled at me that it could easily be a quilt as you go because it's put together with sashings. And as soon as I see blocks put together with sashings, I'm like, whoa, why can't I quilt each block and then stick them together? Which is what I did or am in the process of doing. So I'm here to tell you that we have tested quilting for 1 through 6 and we can release them. I think one I still had to add a crosshair or something. Anyway, the quilting files I have to start it over again.
Mm.
Yeah, the program just died in the middle and I think I have autosave on, but apparently it didn't, so I lost it all. Drat. But anyway, so if you wanted to, you can go ahead and picture. And then
they're just
on
talking
the
about buffering, so I had to check their technical specs to make sure we were doing
and
all
on
right.
the back, I used fat quarters of various fabrics. I'm trying to use different fabrics, thank you, Lynn, on all of them. And I also use sashing on the back. So a lot of people you'll see use the sashing on the back or the front, like Pat and Pool, and they call that the cover strip method. I'm calling this the cover strip method. There's no reason you have to do it my way. There's 10 zillion ways to put this together. What I'm only going to demonstrate on this quilt is the way I've done it thus far. And why I chose to do it the way I did it, in hopes that it will help you stretch your brain a little bit so that as you look at quilts coming down the pike, there are so many ways to approach this type of quilting. So, what's the matter, Lynn?
Nothing.
You're trying to figure
I
it
was
out.
trying to figure it out.
Yeah. It's not hard to figure out.
I know, but
Actually,
I'm looking
it's
at it
very
like,
easy.
how do you do that? Okay.
Yeah, but what I wanted to cover today, so that you guys could get busy on getting, because you got to get your blocks quilted if you want to do the quilt as you go, and you don't have to do it digitized. You can. I just digitized echo quilting. Okay, you can get your old sewing machine out and just do this by hand if you want. What I want to cover is the batting, how I determine the batting and the backing, so that you guys can get busy on doing these. Because you have to have at least 3 done before you can put them together. So, are you ready for this, Lynn?
I'm ready.
It's easy.
I'm paying attention.
You're paying. I'm not covering how to do the digitized files. We'll do that in a little video.
Just throwing this out there, you do know you can come rent machines at our shop now because
Yep.
of the classroom.
Yes,
And we did you see the Sew Steady tables? I don't think we showed those to you.
No.
We have Sew Steady tables for all the machines as well. So
Oh my
So if you
goodness.
want to do
That's
quilting,
exciting.
if you do want to do free motion quilting,
We have
got-
the Sew Steady tables for
Yes,
each
it's
luminaire.
now set up for that, yes.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Well, I did mine in a hoop. So I'm going to explain to you how to do yours in the hoop. Okay, Lynn?
I'm ready.
All right. So I don't want to use extra stabilizer because that's me. Like, why bother using stabilizer if you don't have to?
Do you think that noise comes from on the...
It doesn't.
So this
I
I wish it
is.
did because it's so much fun listening to the tire shop next door.
I'm glad it doesn't.
No.
So this is batting that is not just any batting. I'm going to tell you. You need batting that isn't going to stretch. It's got to have some good stability to it. The shop is carrying a 70-30 Dream
Green blend.
blend. That's what this is that I highly recommend. I've had great luck with it. You do not require any additional stabilizer.
100% cotton is going to stretch even
wool is stretchy,
even if you use
some
like a
of
warm
these.
and natural, which
Get too
does,
stretchy.
well, if the scrim layer comes off, especially, it'll go. You do need a cotton.
And that scrim layer is important. Okay, the scrim layer is helping hold all this together. And do you know what the scrim layer is?
I do not.
Typically you can feel it actually. One side will feel a little rougher than the other. Like feel this side is smoother.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So when you make your quilt sandwich on these, you kind of want to think about it was, what do I want towards my face when I'm snuggling? I want the smooth side towards my face when I'm snuggling. So the first thing I do is I determine which is the smoother side. Now some people never even realize there were two sides to the batting, and all these years they haven't cared, so maybe you don't need to care. But I don't know, that's me. This is the smooth side, so smooth side up. But I want to point out how big I cut this. Because if you're not using an embroidery machine, you are not going to have to oversize it like this. Okay? The reason I do is so I am able to hoop this.
Your nails look great on there.
Oh, God. They're awful. I need to hoop this. So that's why I have the extra batting. This is not trimmed down to the finished size that Lori gives us yet. This is probably 18 inches by 18 inches at this point, because it's oversized to begin with. I should have measured it to tell you, but I'm thinking it's 18 by 18. It is. I'm looking at this. It's 18 by 18. She has you trim it down to 16 and a half. I warned you, if you want to do this method, don't trim it down yet, because you're not going to trim it down to 16 and a half. So I kind of just find the center. You don't have to be a rocket science about this part, because it's oversized. And when you're done, by the way, and you do trim this off, don't throw it away, because you can reuse it. Yeah, it's not wasted. You can butt this batting up to one another and use it in your borders. Just saying. So it doesn't have to go to waste. And then on the back, I found fat quarters were plenty big enough. I didn't want to get exact. I came in and I said, give me a bunch of fat quarters. And I take on the back. This is obviously going to go to the back. But again, all I'm going to do is kind of center this. Find the center of this. And when I'm done, I'm just going to put all three of these together. And I'll use a little spray. I'm going to put all three of these together like this. So it's centered. Spray them up with some 505 or whatever you got. Any adhesive. It doesn't have to be like super tight, because you're going to put it in the frame and you're going to start embroidering it. That's how I'm preparing my blocks to quilt them.
That's it.
That's it. And then to quilt them. So that's the first step. You got to get them quilted, people. And then you can quilt them either by putting them in the hoop and doing the digitizing. And I'll tell you on every file, it's really easy. We use the same crosshair technology we did for the blanket stitching or the applique. You're going to line up A with the crosshairs, not stitch out the crosshairs, go around. B, same thing, C, same thing. So if you've already appliqued your blocks using our files, the quilting works in the exact same way. And the reason it's not all in one, people, is because you can put them together if you want. That's up to you. But I like the fidgety part of, because when you quilt, it changes. So I like to be able to fidget the next one and then the next one, and I just go around like this. And then the middle's last. But if you have a 9x14 hoop and you want to do these three together, go for it. I don't get the results I like that way. I want to fidget with it. So that's how you're going to quilt them. Easy, right?
Sounds it.
It is easy. Maybe next time you can actually quilt one up. So we have files. We have files 1 through 6 ready to go, I think.
Yes.
Not posted yet.
No.
Okay. And I was working on 7 through 12. And my goal is to get those out before the end of the weekend. 7 is the one that I have a hiccup on. What?
I'm holding my breath.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So that's what Quilt As You Go, you'll see all different methods, but the first one we're going to do is just, and I'm going to oversize this batting. When I cut it down, I'll just show you one cut down. Here's one, this was block 5, that has been quilted, right? When I first cut it down to stick it, in my pile of done ones, you'll notice I'm just squaring it up. I'm just squaring it up to the 18-inch block at this point. I'm not getting any fancier than that. I'm not going, what size do I need it to absolutely be yet? I'm
Question
leaving
for
it
you.
at 18 inches
So
for now.
Those are 18 inches untrimmed.
Mm-hmm.
How, because a fat quarter is 18 by 22.
Right.
So, how is that working out? Are you lining that back up really nicely?
I center.
you're
What
just-
I
you're
do
just
is I
centering it,
find
okay.
the center of my batting,
Yep.
and then I take the center of my front block and I put it on the center of my batting. Then I turn it over, and again, I know where the center of my batting is. So I find the center of my block. Literally, this is what I
Yep.
do. And then I go, plus you can see,
Yep.
actually, if you look, you can see where your block is.
I just was wondering.
And I just push that down. Now, this is still oversized at 18 inches.
Well, that's
It
what I
is
was gonna say.
still oversized.
You've got enough on there that that you'll have plenty to trim out. Because
Yep.
I would be worried that the 18-inch back is the same size as the top, so you're going to lose a little bit, but it's all going to trim down just fine. Okay.
Yeah, it's already, seriously, it's oversized by 1 inch at this point.
Okay.
I wasn't going to get into those technicalities yet.
Yeah, no, I was just.
I
curious,
like
was
people
just-
to get a couple done so I can then show putting them together. I leave it at 18 at this point, and I stack them up until I have 3 done, and then I put those 3 together. And now I will be putting the rows together. And I'm going to show you one other thing. Lori tells you to trim it 16 and a half. Well, that's okay, Brent. Oh, no,
There
you
go
got
right there. See?
She tells us to trim it 16 and a half. She lets us know that we're going to cut our sashing at 1.5 inches. Well, if I'm cutting my sashing at 1.5 inches, then I know that my sashing is going to finish at 1 inch. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
Right?
Say yes, Brent.
Yes.
So I'm not going to cut my sashing at 1.5 inches. Because I like to use a 1/2 inch seam allowance when I do Quilt As You Go.
Oh.
So I'm going to cut my sashing at 2 inches for my front and my back. That leaves me a 1/2 inch seam allowance on each side instead of a 1/4 inch seam allowance on each side. The reason I do that, well, now you're going to get me technical, but you started looking. How did you do
I
that?
can't help it.
I
I'm
know.
curious.
Now,
I'm
I know.
curious.
I'm going
Jean
to show
was-
you how easy it is.
Jean was wondering if we'll be putting them together on next week's show.
Yes.
Okay.
Right,
So
Lynn?
we'll be showing.
I thought we were doing a separate video for that.
We are, but I'm
Working.
going to show them.
Okay.
Okay, Brett,
gonna
I
be
don't know if you can
working.
get a
Yeah.
shot of what's going on in there. This
Yeah.
is how easy it is. My sashing is finishing at 1 inch, okay? But I want a 1/2 inch seam allowance. My batting butts up in the middle of that sashing. So for that to happen, to have a 1/2 inch on each side, I've got to increase the width of my 1 inch sashing to 2 inches because I'm going to make a 1/2 inch seam allowance on either side.
Okay.
And that seam allowance, when I do it with my block in there, it already includes my batting. So I'm not adding any more batting in these sashing strips. It's already there.
Okay.
So instead of trimming my blocks to 16 and,
Half.
is that what she tells me? Yeah, 16 and a half. Guess what I'm doing? Because that's a 1/4 inch. And I want a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to trim it to 17 by 17. That's
17 for those that speak Spanish.
that. By trimming this, and we'll actually put one together next week, but by trimming this to 17, and you don't have to trim it before, just get them quilted. By trimming this to 17 instead of 16 and a half, and I already have the batting and everything in there, I've got the correct size to slap my sashings on, and I'm done. I'm done. And then I did.
That was easy.
Then I just did some fancy top stitching because I thought it was pretty. This is just extra fancy top
It's
stitching.
pretty.
It's very pretty. And that's it. Front and back is done. And I'm on to connecting a row. And guess what? I'm going to do the rows the exact same way. She's got sashing with little cornerstones. I'm going to make the sashing with the little cornerstones 2 inches wide. And I'm going to sew them on here. Isn't that
That's
easy?
what she said.
Those of you coming late to the birthday party.
Yes, Ron, especially at Quilt As You Go, because look, I've already got all my batting in there. It's all done.
That's what I was trying to.
We will
Isn't
have.
that cool?
We're gonna have our hook by the
We
end
do
of the
have-
day.
We still have kits available for this if you are late
We
to
do.
this party.
Well, I can't wait to get one done and hang it up
Yeah.
to say, see, we actually did do it.
And then
I'm
everybody
very excited on getting my middle part completely done. My goal is to show that off next week. The complete middle part, all quilted as you go. And then, just to give you a sneak peek of how I would do the borders, I think this is made up as I go.
Are those piece borders on that?
They are. No. This is a piece of cake.
I'm
go-
just thinking of making them. I mean, look at all those little borders.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of chain piecing in this one,
Yeah.
a lot. But it's just cutting squares and sewing them together, and they're all like here, there, and everywhere. But if you look, those borders are put on with sashings. So I will make the piece boarding.
And
I
then-
will make the cream, attach it to the cream color. I will leave out the sashing that puts these borders onto my center block. I will quilt all of those borders and then attach them with sashing the same exact way I'm attaching these.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And use one of my
Sounds
fancy frames to get through that quilting.
That Brent's gonna order for us.
And it will be
Yes.
custom because my borders will be different than my center.
Yeah,
Custom.
I like it.
And then Lynn will bind it for me.
Not on your life.
So,
$20.
look forward to those quilt easy peasy. It is, Jean, it is. And there's so many other ways to do quilt as you go. And as we do different projects, literally my head is spinning on, like I did a quilt as you go on, didn't finish it, but the Kimberbell Advent Calendar.
You have it ready for next year.
No, because I didn't finish it.
You have
I didn't finish
So you're
it.
not gonna finish it for next year?
Well, maybe eventually I will, because I did that differently. So it's a different method of quilt as you go, but I still did it block by block. And I really love it. I love being able, no offense, Brent, but I just love putting the icing on my cake.
Just to say you did it 100% was all you.
What? Plus, I really like how it looks.
Yeah, no.
I think it looks nice.
I
It
really,
looks complicated to me, but it looks
no,
nice.
but it's not complicated.
Cause she digitized it.
Oh.
It's not
What,
complicated
this-
for us.
This, you mean this part or this part?
Just,
The stitches you go,
just all of it.
quilting
in
it
general.
The
together?
quilting as you go,
yeah.
because you digitized it, it's a lot different than if I free motioned it.
True, but you could echo stitch this stuff
Or
yourself.
on a
You could.
luminaire, you could just hoop
You
it up
could
and
scan
draw
it.
and draw it on the
You can.
Yeah.
That,
design center.
yeah, you can do that as well.
There's a few different ways to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not how I did it, but it's certainly you could absolutely just draw around it in Design Center. You could scan it in and
I'm
draw
wondering if
around it in
that's gonna-
Design Center.
And that may be
So-
our
A class.
that might be the Luminaires owners club coming up. 'cause I
There
think
you
somebody asked
go.
About that.
About quilting around stuff.
Yeah.
Using this, you can't necessarily use the stamp on this project because of the way how
Yeah, no,
everything it
well, we
intertwines.
did stamps last Luminaires owners club.
Yeah,
This
if
time-
you have a standalone applique, it's real easy to create the
Yeah.
echo quilting on that. Real easy. But because this doesn't fit in one frame and they intertwine with one another, when you try to just bring in the design and do an echo quilt on it, it totally messes up because it sees that the stems are going underneath here,
Yeah.
the stems are going underneath here,
Oh,
and it wants to create the echo going all the way down here. Can you do it? Yes. You can go back into Design Center and you can erase everything you don't need. So actually, if you don't want to get the quilting files and you want to do it yourself, you can, but you're going to still be editing. And I
A
went,
lot.
oh my God, I'm just going to edit it on the computer and then send it over. That was the decision I made. But truthfully, you can start looking at some of these things and thinking about how I can do it on my machine without the digitized files. Because you could have done this whole project, Lynn, without me.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not sure about that.
No, you could. You can on your Luminaire. You sure can. But anyway, so stay tuned. We're moving along, I promise. And yeah, next week I'll demo actually putting one together. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Now you all have something to do.
Am I taking us out?
I think
Yes.
we're going out. Are we going out?
We're going out.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks for watching another episode of Shenanigans with Becky and Lynn this week. I hope you all enjoyed
I
this
liked
wonderful.
your applique
Yesterday was
Christmas
his
video.
birthday.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What's that?
Yesterday was your
Okay, anyway.
birthday.
I got sidetracked.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Join us again next week. I'll be absent, but Eddie will be here to make the magic happen with Becky.
I quit.
So long, and be excellent to each other.
Hallelujah.